All right, guys. We are live. It's Wednesday, the 24th of July, and I've got a great show for everyone out there. As you can hear, the natives are indeed restless. We've got massive protests going on in Washington, D.C. against Benjamin Netanyahu. We call him Bibi. Against Bibi. They're out there protesting against Bibi as he's about to deliver a speech to the Congress of the United States of America. We have the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. She's going to be coming out, doing her first press conference since the debacle has happened with Joe Biden with the illness and the possible medical emergencies that have been floating around on the internet. We are living in strange times, right? We are living in strange times. Joe Biden is set to deliver, I guess it's his farewell speech. I don't fucking know. But yeah. We don't know who's running the country. We're going to see tonight at 8 p.m. what Joe Biden has to say. Some are expecting him to resign as president, right? We have stuff going on Capitol Hill right now. The FBI is testifying about the shooter. There are very many rumors floating around on the internet about the FBI communicating to pass rumors off to you guys. I'm just saying they're out there. If you guys want to look into that yourself, good luck to you. Yep, okay, there we go. That sounds better, I hope. Why am I muted? Hold on. Am I muted? No, it's all good. I hope everything sounds good. Sorry, guys. We are live. All right, let's see here. Who we got up here in the chat today? We got Michael, the King of Michaels, up in the house. We've got Freddie Sodium. Read to you, my brother. Good to see you, Michael. Good to see Freddie. We got Usi. Usi, what's going on, my guy? Yes, Tam. These are very strange times. I don't know. We don't know who's running the country. They've shifted the timeline so many times. We got Holy Harlot. What's going on? Intentionally left blank. What's up? Blinken and Yellen are running the country? God, I hope not. I mean, Blinken is better than Biden. I'll say that. KP Heathen, what's going on? All right, yeah. So we got a nice little crowd starting to form, and as you guys can hear, the natives are indeed restless. We're going to go switch over to them right now. Oops. All right. So as we can see, we are still waiting on the press secretary. It's probably going to be a long wait. Here we are in Washington, D.C. We're a little bit behind the live feed. It's trying to catch up. As we can see, a bunch of dumb socialist, pro-jihadi, anti-Israel terrorists are marching in Washington, D.C. We can give them more noise. Now, earlier today, they stormed the Capitol. Nobody called it an insurrection. No one called it the darkest day since 9/11. Hey, what's going on? Be happy. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, no one is saying, hey, what's up, Frank Totten? Dearly beloved, we have gathered here today to figure out what the fuck is going on. Joe had a small stroke and delegated some executive powers to those. I heard something like that. I heard that it's an unconfirmed rumor. Here, let's look it up. I'm just telling you what they're saying, okay? All right. Fact Focus online reports falsely claim Joe Biden suffered a medical emergency on Air Force One. Let's make sure this is the right one. Nope, this is not the right one. Okay, hold on. Here we go. This is the right one. Fact check. No evidence Biden had medical emergency on board Air Force One's flight. Okay, so this is still talking about a different thing. No, okay, this is, okay. So, actually, yes. I'm going to go with yes. Joe Biden had a medical emergency because here we go. All right, here we go. I have confirmation, okay? But this is from just a few days ago, right? Before the COVID story broke out, a Las Vegas hospital was on standby after being alerted about a possible medical issue with President Joe Biden Wednesday. This is last Wednesday, 1 week ago today. Wednesday afternoon while he was visiting Southern Nevada. Law enforcement and medical teams gathered outside the University Medical Center trauma room entrance on Wellness Way in a tent in case the Okay. President Biden did not seek the medical treatment at the hospital, but instead went to the airport and departed Las Vegas. Okay, now. Now, I've read an article yesterday that cited sources close to Biden. Here, let's go back to this. That cited sources close to Biden that said he did indeed have a medical emergency. Now, let's go here. Let's see if Google will pull it up. As you guys know, I'm boycotting Google, so I've been using inferior Yahoo search. I suggest that you don't do that. This is my own personal hell. Okay? All right. Okay, we've got shit breaking down. It looks like the pro-jihadis are being pepper sprayed for their violent anti-Israeli hatred. Here we go. This is getting spicy though. I don't want to break away from this. Oh, too bad we don't have the music pulled up. That would have been awesome. The reporter on Air Force One says that the plane flew so fast that the reporter got airsick. He didn't look well either. Yeah, here we go. I have another story, okay? I'm just gonna read it. It's from TASS.com. It's a Russian news source, okay? So, Washington, July 23rd. U.S. President Joe Biden suffered an undisclosed medical emergency and required urgent medical aid during last week's campaign stop in Las Vegas. U.S. journalist Jordan Schachtel wrote on his blog, The Dossier. The report, which cites several police sources, says that Biden's schedule had to be urgently changed and his planned speech was canceled at the last moment. Several law enforcement officers on duty that day were informed over the radio that the president was dealing with an unspecified medical emergency. In his opinion, the emergency was far more serious than the general malaise caused by Biden's confirmed novel coronavirus infection. The White House confirmed that Biden had tested positive. The White House press service has so far left TASS request for a comment unanswered. Yes, we are going to air Joe Biden's speech tonight. As we can see, as these things always do, the left's hatred of people that disagree with them has descended into violence and chaos, right? Now we have Bibi speaking before Congress. We'll stay with this. Yeah, Kamala, the new queen. I think Friday night we're gonna do a session and we're gonna create Kamala hair lip. Kamala Harris. Hey, what's up, Panda baby? I hope we don't keep having problems like this for the rest of the show. That would be very much a big giant chunk of bullshit. We are back, though. We are back. I'm back, baby. You can tell how these people feel about their actions by the fact that they're hiding their identities, right? Right? You know you're wrong when you have to hide who you really are, right? What's up, blind dude? Yeah, you know that you don't even believe in your own cause when you're out here wearing masks, writing shit in jihadi moon language. What are they saying Biden's bitch? What? They're probably shouting something in jihadi. I think they were saying burka burka jihad. That's bold from a Jew. Yeah, hey, I don't hide myself. I come out here and I say the things I believe. No, I'm hiding behind a cartoon, I guess, but that's just because I'm so ugly. You can see what I really look like on the channel. Yeah, I know, right, B? They sound like a bunch of fucking children throwing a temper tantrum, which is exactly what they are.
Oh my God! How dare the fucking Prime Minister of fucking Israel come out here and talk about things?
Oh, lying bitch. You don't use your Biden character, though, enough. He may not be with us. That's true. That's true. That's some fucked up shit, Uzi. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, buddy. I don't want to hear it. I also support their right to be complete morons. But I also support my right to ridicule and discredit them, right? There's only one, the final solution. The final solution, guys, is Antifada revolution. That's their final solution. Huh. They sound like such peaceful, loving people. They want a worldwide Muslim uprising, a theocratic jihadist caliphate. Yeah, and Hezbollah, Hamas, those guys are the paragons of fucking morality. Let me tell you, nobody is more just and right than motherfucking Hamas. Let me tell you that, guys. I mean, they only rape women, murder babies, murder fucking hostages, take hostages and hide them in disgusting tunnels underneath Israel. I agree, Frank. I agree. It looks like 1930s Europe or 1960s Eastern Europe. Yes, I agree, brother. America looks like 1930s Europe right now. I agree. Or 1960s Eastern Europe, as you put it. Either way. We look like Spain before Franco. all dressed. All these people are dressed in red in the communist colors, right? Calling for revolution, right? They don't care what destabilizes the country as long as something destabilizes. 1950 Czech Romania. Yeah, all those times are valid. 1970s Asia. '90s France. I mean, you could use any time period. Right? 20 BC Rome. Right? The baddies screwed the pooch. They sure did. 2000s China. Press secretary, she's running extremely late. What are these morons on about? That comment's not going to age well.
Right now. We want justice, you say how? Stop bombing Gaza now. We want justice, you say how? Stop bombing Rafah now. We want justice, you say how?
Yeah. I hate these people. I hate these fucking people, I'll tell you that.
From the belly of the beast.
It's summer, people like protesting shit. France has built a society around it. Overpopulation, socially irrelevant youth, oligarchs calling the shots, self-serving foreign policy. History presents a very narrow path. Indeed. Just like Mark Twain said, history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. And right now we have a serious rhyming of history. Hey, violence is justified when your country started a war and now you're butthurt. That's what their sign just said. Not so many words. But that's what they mean. They're butthurt because they started the war. They didn't want peace. They never wanted peace. They started this war like 10 fucking times, guys. This is like the 10th time they started this war and they lost. Right? And they call it, like, we're the Jews are good people, right? We haven't wiped these fucking people off the face of the earth yet, right?
It's a lie.
Right?
I lived there. Used to be a
And that's
Zionist.
good, right?
Used to be a Zionist.
Right? If we were doing a genocide, god damn it, we're doing one of the worst genocides in the history of genocides, right?
Any kind of
If we control the world, we're doing a shitty fucking job of it, I'll tell you that.
gas mask when you're facing old men and women.
If Jews control the media, right, We're doing a shitty job of it because all the media is talking about we're a bunch of
Where you
Zionists.
get your money from and where you're taking orders from. Question it. This is not patriotism. This is serving a fascistic agenda.
They make me feel physically ill with that chanting. I agree, Usi. How many will you murder? That's a good question. How many will the Palestinians murder? I wonder how many of the Palestinians have murdered so far. It's got to be in the tens of thousands. Right? It's got to be in the tens of thousands. I want to see these guys get beat up. I mean, I hope there's no violence. But if there has to be violence, I mean, I hope it's them.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Why aren't they protesting in Palestine? Because they don't want to go to... These guys wouldn't make it a day in Palestine, and they would probably be killed by the Palestinians, honestly, for their gayness. It's dusty there. Yeah, it's hot and dusty, and there's like a lot of loud noises going off all the time, and everyone keeps trying to throw me off a roof. Oh my God, I had the shittiest day in Palestine. Everybody was all dirty and poor, and they kept trying to throw me off a roof. Don't they understand if we just like let the Palestinians have their way, like there's gonna be a violent war and millions of people are gonna die? Like, right? The Palestinians aren't asking for a two-state solution, okay? They want a one-state solution, okay? They want to effectively murder 11 million people, right? Like, all the things that they accuse us of trying to do, they actually want to do, condone it, and have put it in writing, right? Like, murder the Jews and steal all their land? Check. Right? Right? Like, establish an apartheid state? Check. Right? Right? Create an Islamic caliphate, a military religious dictatorship? Yes. Check. Start World War III? Check. That is like the goal of the Palestinians, guys. That's not me saying it. That's them saying it. What are these guys doing? Benjamin Netanyahu. Everybody just calls him Bibi. Remember, neither Biden nor Kamala have officially greeted and welcomed Bibi, right? Rumor is he's going to speak with Trump. Squad clapping? I don't know. If they want their super PACs to be funded, they better clap. Anyone that doesn't clap doesn't come back next year. I kid. Kind of.
Members of Congress, I now have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you His Excellency Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel.
I don't even think Jews go that far. We just call him Bibi. Yes, Michael. Something like that.
Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, Senator Ben Cardin, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries,
Fuck all those guys.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer,
Fuck Chuck Schumer.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell,
Fuck Mitch McConnell.
Senators, members of Congress, distinguished guests.
Criminals.
Mr.
Criminals
Speaker,
and oligarchs alike.
I want to thank you for giving me the profound honor of addressing this great citadel of democracy for the fourth time.
That's a good episode of Seinfeld, the Jujubes.
We meet today at a crossroads of history. Our world is in upheaval. In the Middle East,
What's up, girl?
Iran's axis of terror confronts America, Israel, and our Arab friends. This is not a clash of civilizations. It's a clash between barbarism and civilization.
Yes. Yes, what they have is not even a civilization. What's up,
It's a
Steve?
clash between those who glorify
Jets.
death and those who sanctify life. For the forces of civilization to triumph, America and Israel must stand together. Because when we stand together,
They sound like trained seals.
something very simple
They are seal
happens.
clapping.
We win, they lose.
I mean, hating or loving, he has a point.
And my friends, I came to assure you today of one thing. We will win.
Well, that's a foregone conclusion.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The bankers
like
against
December
Congress.
7th, 1941, and September 11th, 2001, October 7th is a day that will forever live in infamy. It was the Jewish holiday of Simchat Torah. It
Pretty
began
much
as a
every
perfect
day is a
day, not
Jewish
cloud in
holiday,
the
I gotta
sky.
tell you guys.
Thousands of young Israelis were celebrating at an outdoor music
When
festival.
your religion is 5,000 years
suddenly,
old, pretty much every
At
day is
6:29
important.
a.m., as children were still sleeping soundly in their beds in the towns and kibbutzim next to Gaza, suddenly heaven turned into hell. 3,000 Hamas terrorists stormed into Israel. They butchered 1,200 people from 41 countries, including 39
What's up,
Americans.
Jeffrey?
Proportionately, compared to our population size, that's like 20 9/11s in one day. And these monsters,
Yeah,
They raped
but
women.
in reality, according
They
to math,
beheaded
it
men.
was like basically
they
one
burned
9/11.
babies alive.
Half of a 9/11. It
parents
was a
in front of
half
their
of a
children.
9/11 in terms of
and
actual
children in
numbers.
front of their parents. They dragged 255 people, both living and dead, into the dark dungeons of Gaza. Israel has already brought home 135 of these hostages, including 7 who were freed in daring rescue operations.
The IDF butchered more people than the
One
fucking
of those freed
jihadis. I don't know
hostages,
about that.
Noor Gamani, is here in the gallery, sitting near my wife Sarah.
If you
On
mean
the
more
morning-
jihadis, then yes. Yes. IDF has killed about 20 to 50,000 in that range. Where's the Nova Festival this year? In Iran?
On the morning of October 7th, the entire world saw Noah's look of desperation as she was violently abducted to Gaza on the back of a motorcycle. I met Noah's mother, Leora, a few months ago. She was dying of cancer. She said to me, "Prime Minister, I have one final wish. I wish to hug my daughter Noah one last time before I die." 2 months ago, I authorized a breathtaking commando rescue operation. Our special forces, including a heroic officer named Arnon Zmora, who fell in this battle, rescued Noah and 3 other hostages.
And like a bunch of people died. Yeah, yeah. Too little, too late, in my opinion. They should have been doing that the first day, right?
Noah, I think it's one of the most moving things. When Noah was reunited with her mother Leora, and her mother's last wish.
That seems hard
came
to
true.
abduct somebody on a
Noah, we're so
motorcycle.
thrilled to
Yeah,
have
don't
you
you
with
like
us
have to
today.
hold on?
Thank you.
Couldn't you just like fall off the back if you wanted to? That's true. That is good eye, blind dude.
Many hostage families are also here with us today, including Eliyahu Bibas. Eliyahu Bibas is the grandfather of those two beautiful red-headed boys, the Bibas boys, toddlers. And they were taken hostage with their mother and Eliyahu's son. The entire family was taken hostage. Two beautiful red-haired
Bibi's
children
having a
taken
Biden
hostage.
moment.
What monsters. And with us also is Iris Chaim, whose son Yotam bravely escaped Hamas captivity with two other Israelis, and tragically they were killed making their way back to our lines. We have with us also the families of American hostages. They're here. The pain these families have endured is beyond words. I met with them again yesterday, and I promised them this: I will not rest until all their loved ones are home, all of them. As we speak, we're actively engaged in intensive efforts to secure their release, and I'm confident that these efforts can succeed. Some of them are taking place right now.
Hey, what's up, Pata?
I want to thank President Biden for his tireless
All
efforts
hail the
on
real
behalf
leader of the
hostages
Republican Party.
and for his efforts to the hostage families as well.
It is 5784 in due time.
I thank President Biden for his heartfelt support for Israel after the savage attack on October 7th. He rightly called Hamas sheer evil. He dispatched 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East to deter a wider war. And he came to Israel to stand with us during our darkest hour, a visit that will never be forgotten.
You want to see my Wookiee? I don't just go around whipping my Wookiee out.
President Biden and I have known each other for over 40
Awesome.
years.
Awesome, Patter.
I want to thank him for half a century
It's a
of
great
friendship
city.
to
You're
Israel
gonna love it.
and for being, as he says, a proud Zionist. Actually, he says a
How
proud
did the
Irish
Houthi drone
American
get through
Zionist.
the Iron Dome? I heard it was a personnel failure.
My friends, for
A
more than
people
9
problem,
months,
not a tech problem.
Israel's soldiers
That's
have
what I
shown
heard.
boundless courage. With us today, is Lieutenant Avichai Reuven. Avichai is an officer in the Israeli paratroopers. His family immigrated to Israel from Ethiopia. In the early hours of October 7th, Avichai heard the news of Hamas's
We're just
bloody
waiting
rampage.
for the press secretary, guys. This
He
will
put
be
on his
over soon,
uniform.
hopefully.
Grabbed his rifle, but he didn't have a car. So he ran 8 miles to the front lines of Gaza to defend his people. You heard that right?
Yellowstone
He ran
just
8
exploded.
miles, came to the front lines, killed many terrorists, and saved many, many lives. Avichai, we all honor your remarkable heroism. Another Israeli is with us here today, and he's stand up
1:50
right next to Avichai.
Biscuit
This is
Basin
Master
closed in
Sergeant
Yellowstone
Ashraf
National
al-Bakhiri.
Park after massive explosion. We're going to that.
Shit! Run, run, run! 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 Run, 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 run! Shit! Run, 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 run!
Holy shit.
She ran to the other
It's
side.
a penis cloud.
Holy shit.
It's a big giant wiener cloud. Look, it's got 2 balls. You can tell that's a male explosion. It's an upside down mushroom cloud. Oh, maybe it happened yesterday. I don't know. I just got a report saying that it happened. The localized hydrothermal explosion occurred near Sapphire Pool around 10:20 a.m., according to a news release from the
Let me go
park.
first so I can make sure stuff's
Video on
stable.
social
Walk right
media
where I'm walking.
shows a large amount of black and white water shooting into the air. Nobody was
Everybody
injured.
wants to move out of here really quickly because we don't know how safe this is.
Hydrothermal explosions
Really
occur when
dangerous.
water
Grab my
suddenly
hand,
flashes
grab my hand.
to steam
Hey,
underground.
hey. But just keep moving.
So that's
Unless
what
there's big
happened.
holes. Follow that guy in the St. Louis City shirt.
This was yesterday. Okay.
God, I'm shaking.
Okay. All right. Well, it happened yesterday. That's still pretty cool. Let's go back to these guys. I'm sick of listening.
Look,
to
everything
BB.
is destroyed.
That was terrifying.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Max, keep going, keep going. Holy shit. Holy shit. We are getting out of here.
What happened? I guess the cops beat them up. I guess it's over. They all got beat up. Now they're all running away. Oh, they didn't get their Intifada revolution. Oh, poor commies didn't get any revolution. Oh, they're gonna have to take their stupid handkerchiefs home. Wow, the streets of America look like the streets of Beirut. What strange times we live in, guys. Strange times. Your time will come. They're threatening violence. Your time will come. Save the peaceful non-violent, anti-genocide protesters, your time will come. I mean, they're not wrong. Everyone's time comes, I guess. Gino.
Yeah, of course. So what's the problem?
Is Gino here? I see someone referring to
Hello, everybody. I'm Romy with Snake River Animal Shelter. Today we have Pet of the Week. His name is Zeus. He is a 7-year-old lab mastiff mix. He is good with dogs. He's good with kids. He's good with every.
Go away. Yeah, fuck Jack Black. That's what they should be protesting, Jack Black. They should be protesting fucking, they should be protesting fucking Hamas if they want to stop the violence. Really? I'm sick of Jews getting blamed for everything. We barely do half of it. We're barely responsible for half the shit you people blame on us. Yes, they do, Holy Harlot, and that's a great society. Holy Harlot says bonobos solve their problems through sex. But then you got to realize that pretty much every bonobo monkey gets raped. So if you're for rape, I guess that's the way for things to work.
People united will never be defeated. United will never be defeated.
Hey, that guy had a Phillies hat on. He can't be that bad. What's up, Mad Shad? We're just waiting for the stupid press secretary to come out here. She won't.
The people united.
She's afraid. She's more than an hour late.
The people united.
We have BB still talking shit. We got a bunch of dumb fucking college kids that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground demanding that we jihad the Jews. Yes, it is indeed a weirdo parade. NPCs marching. Yeah, this is a scripted event. This is an FMV cutscene, guys. This is an FMV cutscene. This is not actual gameplay footage. This is not actual gameplay footage. This is a scripted event. This is an FMV cutscene. Juhud the cheese? I don't get what you're trying to say. Juhad. Shut what down? What do you people want to shut down? That depends on what the definition of it is, I guess. What's that chick with the gold cross doing there? I think she's in the wrong line. What does anybody know what they're talking about? Like, what are they trying to shut down? I don't know. Where is the press secretary? She's more than an hour late now, guys. Have they updated the page? Nope, they haven't. So according to them, this thing has already started, apparently. Oh my God, there's fucking the screaming people. If you're just joining us, we are waiting for the White House press secretary to come out and get her ass kicked. It's going to be glorious. Until then, we have a bunch of misguided, pro-jihadi losers out here marching around. I don't know. I don't know what they want. They want to shut it down, but they won't say what it is. I think they mean Jews, but I'm not sure. No one can really tell at this point. In order to follow their logic, you have to be doing all these mental gymnastics that no sane, rational person could ever complete in order to understand what the fuck these people are talking about. So, this song sucks. Is this the music of their native Palestine? Actually, it's about as bad as I figured it would sound. I think that's their native Palestinian. That's their traditional jihadi accompaniment. Cat ladies for Kamala. All right, guys, let's have a look at the election map now that Joe Biden has dropped out.
Make us proud! That's how you make us proud! That's how you make us proud! That's how you make us proud! That's how we'll free us all! That's how we'll free us all! Zionism will fall! Zionism will fall! That's how we'll free us all! That's how we'll free us all! Zionism will fall!
I don't know what this woman's on about. If we look, though, they still have Trump winning. 270 to win assumes Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania all go to Kamala. But with how things have changed out in the Southwest, like I told you before, Trump doesn't need any of these states to win. If he keeps North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada, Trump wins.
We will be victorious! We will be victorious! Free, free Palestine!
These idiots don't even know how to read a map. There is no place called Palestine.
Palestine will be free! And from the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! There is only one solution!
Well, according to this map, according to this map, Trump is still winning by 6 electoral votes. It's still too early. We need about 2 weeks worth of polling before we can get a real handle on what's going on. They turned him into Jesus. Yeah? They did something close to that, yeah. Something like that happened, yes. What happened? What happened? Oh, here we are. This old fucker's still going on and on and on. Jesus Christ. He's been going on for like a half hour. It's amazing how all these crazy protesters came out here to stop Bibi from talking. And, he's just going on and on and on like they don't exist. I really wish this bitch would come out here, guys. I'm sorry. I can't make her come out. She doesn't want to come out. She's approaching 75 minutes late. The press secretary is about 75 minutes late right now, guys. It's gonna be brutal. What they do to this press secretary is gonna be brutal. This is gonna be one of the most brutal press conferences that Karine has ever had. Because people want to know who's running the country, right? Everything seems to be falling apart. Guys, we have Russia intercepting U.S. Air Force bombers over the Arctic. Russia has announced that it deployed fighter jets to intercept American military aircraft that allegedly breached its airspace. According to Russian state agency RIA Novosti, the Russian Minister of Air Defense reported that MiG-29 and MiG-31 fighters were dispatched to address U.S. Air Force B-52N. That N stands for nuclear, son. Bombers that were purportedly infringing on Russian airspace over the Barents Sea, an Arctic marginal sea situated off the northern coasts of Norway and Russia. The Ministry of Defense claimed that the U.S. bombers altered their course upon the approach of the Russian jets, avoiding further encroachment on Russian borders. The incident occurs amid rising tensions between NATO and Russia. And here we are. Here we have video of it. Or not. They claim, yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago. Uzi, we reported on that. Yeah, so that happened. Right? Who's running the country now? What are they doing in Russia's airspace to begin with? We're America. We go wherever the fuck we want. Fuck Russia. Honestly, fuck them. Ukraine's getting kicked out of something for being too corrupt. I don't know what's going on here with this protest. Bibi is still rambling on. Probably telling stories. Let's have a listen.
But Iran understands that to truly challenge America, it must first conquer the Middle East. And for this, it uses its many proxies, including the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas. Yet in the heart of the Middle East, standing in Iran's way, is one proud pro-American democracy, my country, the State of Israel.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has a point, guys. I mean, there's lots of bad things to be said about Bibi,
that's why
but
the mobs in Tehran chant death to Israel before they chant death to America. For Iran, Israel is first, America is next. So when Israel fights Hamas, we're fighting Iran. When we fight Hezbollah, we're fighting Iran. When we fight the Houthis, we're fighting Iran. And when we fight Iran, we're fighting the most radical and murderous enemy of the United States of America. And one more thing. When Israel acts to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons that could destroy Israel and threaten every American city, every city that you come from. We're not only protecting ourselves, we're protecting you.
Oop.
My friends, if you remember one thing from the speech, remember this. Our enemies are your enemies. Our fight is your fight, and our victory will be your victory.
Karine is going on 90 minutes late.
Ladies and gentlemen, that victory is in sight. Israel's defeat of Hamas will be a powerful blow to Iran's axis of terror. Another part of that axis, Hezbollah,
Are you saying we should move the Jews to New Mexico?
The Hamas
How about the Palestinians?
It has launched
Hey, what's up, Ash?
against us. 80,000 of our citizens in northern Israel evacuated their homes, becoming effectively refugees in their own land. We are committed to returning them home. We prefer to achieve this diplomatically. But let me be clear. Israel will do whatever it must do to restore security to our northern border and return our people safely to their homes.
He's going to go to war with Hezbollah. Yeah, there is. We got jihadis
Last Friday,
protesting
a
outside
third
of
Iranian proxy, the
outside of
Houthis,
Bibi's speech.
attacked Tel Aviv with a deadly
But
drone.
they're all gone now.
It exploded a few hundred feet from the American consulate,
Oh, it's over.
killing one person and injuring 9. On Saturday, I authorized a swift response to that attack. All our enemies should
We don't
know
have
this.
any more jihadi protesters.
Those who
I'm
attack
sorry.
Israel will pay a very heavy price. And as we defend ourselves, on all fronts, I know that America has our back. And I thank you for it. All sides of the aisle, thank you. My friends, for decades, America has provided Israel with generous military assistance, and a grateful Israel has provided America with critical intelligence that saved many lives. We've jointly developed some of the most sophisticated weapons on earth. I choose my words carefully. We've jointly developed some of the most sophisticated weapons on earth that help protect both our countries. And we also help keep Americans' boots off the ground while protecting our shared interests in the Middle East. I deeply appreciate America's support, including in this current war. But this is an exceptional moment. Fast-tracking U.S. military aid can dramatically expedite an end to the war in Gaza and help prevent a broader war in the Middle East. In World War II, as Britain fought on the front lines of civilization, Winston Churchill appealed to Americans with these famous words: "Give us the tools and we'll finish the job." Today, as Israel fights on the front line of civilization, I too appeal to America. Give us the tools faster and we'll finish the job faster.
Give me more money. Weapons like no one has ever. That's what he said.
My dear friends, the war in Gaza could end tomorrow if Hamas surrenders, disarms, and returns all the hostages.
The
But if they don't, Israel will fight until we destroy Hamas's military capabilities, end its rule in Gaza, and bring all our hostages home.
You guys don't have to applaud every goddamn thing he says. I'm just saying. You don't need applause every single time. It's too much
That's what
applause.
total victory means, and we will settle for nothing less. The day after we defeat Hamas, a new Gaza can emerge. My vision for that day is of a demilitarized and de-radicalized Gaza. Israel does not seek to resettle Gaza, but for the foreseeable future, we must retain overriding security control there to prevent the resurgence of terror, to ensure that Gaza never again poses
We're going to make it a
threat to
police
Israel.
state, is what he's saying. What we need to do is just give all of that land
Gaza should have a
to
civilian
Egypt.
administration run by Palestinians.
We should
who
just
do
all
not
make
seek
that
to
all
destroy
part of
Israel.
Egypt.
That's not too much to ask.
Like,
a
it's yours
fundamental
now,
thing
Egypt.
that we have a right to demand and to receive. A new generation of Palestinians must no longer be taught to hate Jews, but rather to live in peace with us. Those twin words, demilitarization.
Yeah, he
and
is saying that.
de-radicalization,
Yes.
Those
Yes,
two
Bibi is
concepts
saying
were applied to
that
Germany and
every
Japan
dead
after
Jew
World War
is
II,
one
and that
less
led to
dead
decades of
American.
Peace,
Yes.
prosperity, and security. Following our victory, with the help of regional partners, the demilitarization and de-radicalization of Gaza can also lead to a future of security, prosperity, and peace. That's my vision for Gaza. Now, here's my vision for the broader Middle East. It's also shaped in part by what we saw in the aftermath of World War II. After that war, America forged a security alliance in Europe to counter the growing Soviet threat. Likewise, America and Israel today can forge a security alliance in the Middle East to counter the growing Iranian threat. All countries that are at peace with Israel and all those countries who will make peace with Israel should be invited to join this alliance. We saw a glimpse of that potential alliance on April 14th. Led by the United States, more than half a dozen nations worked alongside Israel to help neutralize hundreds of missiles and drones launched by Iran against us. Thank you, President Biden, for bringing that coalition together. The new alliance I envision would be a natural extension of the groundbreaking Abraham Accords.
Oh my God, it's taking
Those accords
forever.
saw peace forged between Israel and 4 Arab countries, and they were supported by Republicans and Democrats alike. We could call...
I don't know where the press secretary is. I don't know, maybe she's updating her binder. I don't know. She's not come out yet. It's been almost 90 minutes. This is just rude at this point. It's just rude at this point. We've all been waiting here for 90 minutes.
Like Americans, Israelis were relieved that President Trump emerged safe and sound from that dastardly attack on him, dastardly attack on American democracy. There is no room for political violence in democracies.
No, KJP, she's 90 minutes late.
I also want to thank President Trump for all the things he did
Yeah,
for
she
Israel,
might be waiting. You're right.
recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, to confronting Iran's
She's
aggression,
blowing lines. Yeah,
to recognizing
KJP
Jerusalem
and
as
Hunter
our
are
capital,
fucking
and
doing
moving
rails
the
in the
American
fucking
embassy
green
there.
room right now. Oh my God, they are getting riled up. They're like, yes, more war, more bombs, more bullets, more no-bid contracts.
That's Jerusalem, our eternal capital, never to be divided again.
All right. This has gone on long enough.
My dear friends, Democrats and Republicans, despite these times of upheaval, I'm hopeful about the future. I'm hopeful about Israel because my people, the Jewish people, emerged from the depths of hell.
Yeah, we
with
all know the
dispossession and
Jews have had a
genocide.
hard time.
And against all odds, we restored our sovereignty in our ancient homeland.
Everyone's had a hard time, BB.
We built a powerful and vibrant democracy, a democracy that pushes the boundaries of innovation for the betterment of all humanity. I'm hopeful about America because I'm hopeful about Americans. I know how much the people of this country have sacrificed to defend freedom. America will continue to be a force for light and good in a dark and dangerous world. For free peoples everywhere, America remains the beacon of liberty its extraordinary founders envisioned back in 1776.
I don't know about that, buddy. It's getting pretty bad here too.
Working together, I'm confident that our two nations will vanquish the tyrants and terrorists who threaten us both. As Israel's Prime Minister, I promise you this: no matter how long it takes, no matter how difficult the road ahead, Israel will not relent, Israel will not bend. We will defend our land, we will defend our people. We will
Okay,
fight
can we, is
until
this the
achieve
end?
Victory, victory over liberty, rather victory of liberty over tyranny, victory of life over death, victory of good over evil. That's our solemn commitment.
We like butter over margarine. We'll take sugar over Splenda. We'll take lean over fatty. Sweet over sour.
Always remain America's indispensable ally. Through thick and thin,
Victory over liberty, yeah. We like good over evil.
through thick and thin, in
Cashmere over wool.
good times and in bad, Israel
Cotton
will always
over
be
linen.
your loyal friend and your steadfast partner. On behalf of the people of Israel, I
Rayon
came here
over
today to
polyester.
say thank you, America. Thank you
Beer
for
over wine.
solidarity. Thank you for standing in Israel, with Israel, in our hour of need. Together we shall defend our common civilization. Together we shall secure a
Hash
brilliant
over
future
buds.
for both our nations.
We'll take LSD over LSA.
May God bless Israel. May God bless America.
Okay, finally it's
and
over.
May God bless the great alliance between Israel and America forever.
Coke over Pepsi. Oh, Frank. We prefer 21 Celsius over 28 Celsius. We prefer ounces over grams. We prefer cream over eggshell. I'm weirded out by them celebrating this month. They clapped way too much, Ash. They don't have to clap everything the man says, right? I get it. They want to show their support. But you don't have to clap every goddamn thing somebody says. Ha ha ha. This speech could divide the Red Sea. Ha ha ha. All right. We expect that the press secretary will come out soon, but we can't be certain. We quite literally have nothing to fill the dead air with, so she better come out soon. You know, we've been waiting a week to hear from this bitch. Inquiring minds want to know. No, need to know. Who is running the country right now? Hey, what's up, Salty Alaskan? We are watching the end of Bibi Netanyahu's speech. Some are calling it the State of the Union address to the United States Congress. They're all cheering on war and violence. Sprite over 7-Up, indeed, monkey brain. You get a wrench. Indeed, monkey brain. We choose Sprite over 7-Up. We choose Nintendo over Sega. We choose PlayStation over Xbox. McDonald's over Wendy's. Popeyes over KFC. Is he handing out cash now? I don't know. I don't know, Jets. The press secretary has not come out yet. Israel's running the country by the looks of it. I don't know. I have a feeling that if the Jews were in charge, things would be going a lot better. Just saying. Taco Bell over Del Taco.
The House will continue in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
We are ruled by a bunch of gangsters. It's possible. Well, I don't know about gangsters. We're definitely being ruled by a bunch of incompetent DEI hires who were appointed, not elected. And they're trying to, they won't rest until there's a black woman in every CEO position. Till there's a retard. Till there's a retard running every HR department. Playboy over hustler. No, hustler over playboy. No. Hustler shows the dick going inside. That's much better. Hustler over playboy, my guy. Yeah, no, but those Hustlers definitely the premium adult magazine. All right, so while we're waiting on this bitch to come out, I have a couple news stories. First, so Joe Biden came back yesterday. Here's what that looked like. Judge Dredd, yeah, Judge Dredd's better.
Mr. President, what will your message be tomorrow night? What will your message be tomorrow night?
What the fuck is that?
Will you come speak with us? What are you going to tell Americans tomorrow night? Why did you drop out, Mr. President?
What? I dropped out. Who said I dropped out? He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know that he dropped out, guys. He doesn't even know. Hey, what's up, Felix? We are still waiting for the press secretary to come out, guys.
Well, this is a wildly different presidential race than just a few days ago. We've heard a lot.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wait, nope.
Thank.
Nope, we're still waiting. We are still waiting. SOS 333. Let's see, wouldn't it be awesome if he denied signing the letter? Yeah, I imagine that that's what happened. That somebody else, I mean, they're saying that it's not his signature on the letter. Salty says I can replicate Morse code exactly on my guitar using harmonics. Awesome. Bongs over bones. Exactly, Felix. We choose redheads over brunettes. We choose beef over chicken. We choose vaginas over rot pockets. Cis women over trannies. Cash over credit. Ass over titties. I said that directly for you, Felix. Beef over chicken. No front hole. Ammo over dollars. We choose Bitcoin. Bitcoin over Ethereum. Dirt over sand. Fresh water over seawater. We choose salmon over tuna. Moon over Miami. Oh, come on. That's a Denny's joke. Silver over copper. We choose Waffle House over IHOP. Lapis lazuli over silver. We choose x86 over ARM. We choose Android over iOS. Linux over Windows. We missed this part of the speech. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is going to be terrible, isn't it, Michael? Yes, I'm sure. What have you got for me, Michael? Oh, wow. Okay. So apparently, I don't know how true this is. This is from Dom Lucre. He doesn't always get it right, okay? But here we go. So this is apparently liberal activists have infiltrated the Watergate Hotel where Netanyahu is staying at and have released maggots and insects in the Israeli conference room. Crickets and other insects have been released in areas where the Israeli delegation is staying. They even pulled fire alarms during the night so Netanyahu would have no rest. And here's supposedly video of this. I don't know, it looks pretty authentic to me. They don't have any security? Why is there never security anywhere? Who allowed these activists to enter the hotel? Aren't liberals great? I mean, who wouldn't want to keep these people around?
That help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border.
The fuck is this
so this
guy
new
talking?
surge we're dealing with now started with the last administration.
Okay, hold on. I know something we can look at. KJP was on The View yesterday. Here we go. We'll watch this while we're waiting.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has always been a fierce and vocal ally of President Biden, and right now, for the first time on TV, she is giving her view on his decision to bow out of the race. Please welcome back the fabulous Karine Jean-Pierre.
Karine Jean-Pierre.
In the midst of this insanity of a news cycle where people go, he's got to go, he's too old, he's too much.
It's like watching Back to the Future 2. Like, that's future Karine.
Where was your head?
Like, that's
when
Karine
you were hearing people
in
go to him like
2045.
As he's recovering from COVID at the same time.
That's 2045, Karine.
You know,
that's 2025, Karine.
Interesting couple of weeks, to say the least. But what has always been the case is it's always been a privilege and an honor for me to represent this president of the United States and be the White House press secretary for this president.
Right.
And at the end of the day, when you
Lowe's
think
over
about
Home
what he has
Depot,
done in
no.
the last 4 years,
No.
when you think
Definitely
about
Home
who he has
Depot's
been
over
as a
Lowe's.
human, as a person, by the time we're done, by the time we run through the finish line at the end of January, he would have done more than most presidents have done in 8 years. He would have done more in 4 years. And what we saw from this president the last couple of days was a human decency, a good man, someone who decided not to put himself first, like we've seen before, but to put the American people first and this country first. And we cannot forget.
Yeah, Biden put the American people and the country first by record inflation, right? Record high gas prices, record wars, and record immigration. He put you guys first, right?
We cannot forget what happened when this president and the vice president walked into this administration. There was a once-in-a-century pandemic. He turned that around. He recharged the economy. If you think about it, this economy is leading.
All right, guys, it's a once-in-a-century pandemic, so if they try to pull it again, remember, it's once in a century.
Wages are up, jobs have been created, millions of jobs created.
Yeah, wages are up, but not up against inflation. They're actually down.
Unemployment is low. We're trying to
It's
continue
a table
to
of
lower
idiots.
costs,
It sure
lowering
is, fish
prescription
sticks.
drugs. I mean, it goes on and on.
He even tried to fix the border, and then the Republicans rejected it for dear leader.
Yeah, well, yes, they did. There was a bipartisan
Let her say it.
legislation in the Senate that.
Yeah, no, there wasn't.
This is another thing, right? This is a.
And then Joe Biden just enacted all those things through executive order, and it hasn't fixed shit. So they're just making shit up.
President who was able to work across the aisle and get things done,
Yeah.
right? You think about the infrastructure legislation, the Chips and Science Act, the veterans.
Guys, they put $100 billion into building 9 Tesla chargers. 9. That's how many have been built. 9. 9 EV chargers have been built.
Gun legislation. We hadn't seen that in decades, and this president got it done. So to your question, Whoopi, I think about that. I think about why we are doing this job. We are public servants. We are. And this president was a public servant for 54 years. 54 years.
Yeah, and the country has gotten progressively worse under this president. And his 54 years of service have been some of the worst worst legislation that anyone has ever signed their name to. All right, guys, here it is. KJP makes her way into the White House press briefing room. In order to lie to us. We have Peter Doocy in the front row, So I know some of you guys love Peter Ducey. He's in the front row right now. He's a giant man. Look at how much he towers over all of them. Yeah, 54 years of failure. Fish sticks, exactly. Get your shovel. Yeah, get your wading boots on, guys. Everyone get their fucking overalls on and their wading boots. Oh no, she's about to get destroyed by the press.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Finally.
A couple things at the
Hey guys, she's even late for being on Black Time. I'm just saying. Black Time, even for Black Time. She is 2 hours late. That is far beyond the cultural norms of Black Time.
top. So I want to start by addressing the horrific killing of Sonia Massey. The president and vice president both released statements on their heartbreak for Sonia Massey's family and loved ones as they face this unthinkable and senseless loss.
Who the fuck are we talking about? What?
They've also been clear that all of us as Americans, regardless of who we are or where we live, should be able to do so without fearing for our lives.
What are we
Sonia's
talking about?
Death at the hands of
ASD.
a responding officer reminds us that all too often, Black Americans face fears for.
Oh, another criminal was shot by the police, guys. It sounds like they're trying to rile up the BLMs.
For their safety in ways that many Americans do not. Sonia's family deserves justice. President Biden has been clear about his commitment to doing everything he can to make our communities safer, including by advancing effective, accountable policing. That's why the president has pushed Congress to pass a George Floyd Justice in Policing Act and signed an executive order to make federal policing the gold standard of effectiveness and accountability. While we wait for this case to be prosecuted, the president and the vice president are continuing to urge Congress to get the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act to his desk so he can sign it. I also wanted to share the president and the vice president's deep sadness at the passing of Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. No matter the issue, from delivering racial justice to building an economy for working people, she was unrelenting in her leadership. Leadership she demonstrated in her work to reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act, make Juneteenth a federal holiday, and reintroducing the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. As the president said in his statement on Saturday, she spoke truth to power and represented the power of the people of her district in Houston with dignity and grace. Both the president and the vice president shared the honor of working with her during their times in Congress. We at the White House join the president and the vice president and their families in sending our love and condolences to the Congresswoman's family, her constituents, and beloved colleagues of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Okay.
Later,
it appears the woman that they're talking about, Sonia Massey, was shot by police after she attacked them with a pot of hot boiling water. The woman is dead. The officers have been charged with manslaughter.
This evening, after the president's speech, First Lady Jill Biden will travel to Paris, France, to lead the U.S. presidential delegation to the opening of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. The First Lady and the delegation will attend the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games and cheer on Team USA at various events.
Yeah, exactly, Monkey.
The First Lady previously led the U.S.
Yeah, no, the black people don't like Kamala Harris.
Delegation to the opening of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, which were held in the summer of 2021 due to COVID-19. And finally, as you all know, and certainly are tracking, what we saw from the president the last couple of days is what we have seen from him over the last several decades. Human decency, patriotism, a good man who puts the American people ahead of himself. As the president said in his letter this past Sunday, it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election,
Did he say that, or did somebody write that for him?
I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president.
Yeah, well, he can't fulfill those duties. So who is running the country right now?
For the remainder of my term. As a member of his team and as an American, I am proud of this president's record. He's accomplished more in nearly one term than most presidents
My heart was
have in
blacker
2
than
terms.
her skin.
The president remains focused on fighting for the American people and building on the historic progress his administration has made. He's focused on growing the middle class instead of delivering big giveaways to corporations and the ultra-wealthy. Fighting to lower costs for families instead of raising them by threatening to cut critical programs like Social Security. Fighting for a fairer tax system instead of championing a $2 trillion tax bill that overwhelmingly benefited the ultra-wealthy. Making healthcare more accessible and more affordable instead of working to eliminate the Affordable Care Act. Strengthening and growing NATO, not eliminating it. And fighting for our reproductive freedom, not working to take it away. You will hear
Has this
directly
bitch
from
ever
President
said anything
Biden
real?
when he
No.
addresses the nation tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern
We're going to
Standard
carry
Time.
that tonight at 8 p.m.
Tonight, the president will discuss his historic decision to put the country above
Yes,
all
she is
else.
cute, though. I agree.
And about the inflection point we face as a country in this moment.
Yeah.
This is one of those
Speaking of this country, who is running this country, Karine?
those rare moments in history when the decisions we make will determine the future of our nation. America must choose between moving forward or backward, between hope and hate, between unity and division. He signed historic, monumental pieces of legislation into law and has worked across party lines to get a lot of them done. From jumpstarting a historic economic recovery to the largest investment in clean energy and climate action, gun safety, and more. The president is proud to have delivered these historic results for the American people, and he's going to use the remainder of his term to build on this progress for the future with the enduring faith he has in our nation. And so, therefore, I encourage all Americans
Okay, let's
to
get to
tune in
questions.
tonight to hear directly from the president. Zeke?
Thanks, Karine. The president believes that it's best for the country that he not be in the Oval Office for another 4 years. How can he assure the American people that he's up to be in the office for the next 6 months?
Well, first I would say is that, and I've heard these suggestions out there. This is not an answer to you. This is an answer to the suggestions that I've had. I've heard about him resigning from office.
Yes, that's what we want. We want him out. We want Kamala out. I guess Speaker Johnson should be president.
We believe, and any suggestion of that note is ridiculous. It is not what we believe.
How is it ridiculous? How is it ridiculous? If the man can't fucking run for president, he can't be president, right?
I just laid out what the president has been able to do in almost 4 years, and it's been successful. He's been able to do more, again, than any president has been able to do in 2 terms. He's been able to do that more in 1 term. And he wants to finish the job that he started and delivering more historic results for the American people. And look,
I've heard
he
that,
didn't
holy harlot.
step down from campaigning or from running because he didn't believe he can serve in a 2nd term. That is not why. And what I would say, as I just finished my opening, I would say tune in. Tune into what he has to say tonight, and he will lay that out for you all and the American people.
Well, if he doesn't believe he can't run a 2nd term, then why did he drop out? You're not making any sense.
As to why he made that decision.
So you're saying he believes that he's capable of serving another 4 years, but he just doesn't believe that he can win another 4 years?
I will let the president speak for himself.
And so today, the president believes that he is capable, fully capable of serving in the office that he currently has now and for the next 4.5 years if he wanted to.
Absolutely. And let me just quote from what he said on Sunday in his letter. He said, "It is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder."
No, it's in the best interest of the country that he resign from office immediately.
Of my term. And what the decision that he made on Sunday was about putting country first, was about his party, and was about the American people. Again, I would refer you to what he's going to say tonight. He will lay that out, speak for himself, and you will hear directly from the from the president. The American people will insert you will.
He's going to speak for himself in a rambling, mumbling, frail, weak voice, right? Where he can't get out sentences, and half of his speech is going to be anyway.
So, different topic. There's some large protests taking place in Washington. The White House is now ringed by anti-crime fencing. The Capitol, there's some protests around Union Station. Is the president monitoring these protests? Does he have a message to the people who are demonstrating right now?
So it's basically what we have said for some time. We respect the right for all Americans to peacefully protest. Peacefully protest.
Except for Republicans. If you guys try it, we're going to call it an insurrection and we're going to put you all in jail. But when we do it, it's okay. When we're running through the streets screaming death to Jews, it's okay. But if you guys say the election was stolen, we're putting you all in jail.
And obviously we will continue to strongly condemn any form of violence as it relates certainly to protesting or destruction of property. We've been very, very clear. But Americans have the right to peacefully protest anything that is related to what's happening outside of this campus.
But when we destroy property, we're going to say it's fiery, but mostly peaceful. It's mostly peaceful.
The fencing, as you just mentioned to me, that's something for Secret Service to speak to directly.
Is he watching the protests?
I mean, the president is he's always kept up to date on what's going on. Right now he's certainly having meetings today with his senior advisors and other senior staff. I can't speak if he's right now watching the protests. Obviously, he's kept up to date into what's happening. But what I can say right now, we respect everyone's right to peacefully protest. We understand that this is a painful moment for many, many communities, but obviously, we're going to continue to strongly condemn any form of violence or any destruction of property. That is something we've been consistent on. Go ahead, Nancy.
Thanks, Karine. You read the president's statement where he said that it's in the country's best interest for him to step aside. Why is it in the country's best interest for him to step aside? Does it have to do with his health or
it does not have to do? They have nothing to do with his health. Again, the president's going to speak to this directly to the American people tonight in prime time. I know many of you all will be watching it. There are specials going on tonight. I promise you, he will speak to this directly to all of you tonight. But
he'll attempt to. What will actually come out is schnugga.
In his letter, he talked about the country, he talked about the party, he talked about the moment that we're in right now. It is not about his health. I can say no, that's not the reason, but hear him out tonight.
And the president denied for weeks, and you denied for weeks, that he was even thinking of stepping aside. What changed from all those days that he had that message to Sunday?
Yeah, what happened to Joe Biden as sharp as attack?
So look, he's going to address this as well this evening. Let him speak for himself. But here's what I will say. And I think we gave a little bit of a TikTok to all of you. He met with a small group of advisors on Saturday evening, and with his family, and was thinking through how to move forward. Sunday afternoon, he made that decision.
The Swedish chef.
In a very short period of time.
Joe Biden is the Swedish chef. Jürgen, Bergen.
As you can imagine. And then at 1:45, he got on the phone with some of his assistants to the president, some advisors. He let them know, and then minutes later, a letter went out. So it was in a very short period of time that the president was able to think about this and make a decision. But I would say again, the president's going to address the American people. You will hear directly from him tonight. Yeah.
Translation. Joe Biden ignored the problem until it wouldn't go away and then overreacted and did something foolish.
A little more about how he's feeling after
making such an
I mean, that pretty much sums up the whole entire administration up to this point. Ignore the problem until it won't go away, then overreact, and by doing something foolish. That's pretty much what Joe Biden, I mean, that's his MO.
extraordinary decision, like you said, making it quickly. Did he feel bullied to leave the race?
I'm going to let the president speak for himself. Look, these are
the root software for all banking is
obviously it's a historic
60-year-old and
moment.
undocumented COBOL.
But a decision like this is...
You're absolutely right. But here's the thing. COBOL is actually very easy to learn. Right? The problem isn't COBOL. The problem is the complex and sophisticated systems designed in COBOL and how they work, right? That nobody understands, right? Why did it, like, because you have to put yourself in the frame of mind of people in the 1960s, right? Right? So it's hard to understand how the systems are actually put together, right? But COBOL by itself is actually very easy to understand.
This is very
it's
personal.
almost like reading a
It's not
like
easy to
just
make.
like reading English.
And I think there are very rare politicians who could look at the situation and make a decision, right? And I think it speaks to how honorable this president is, how selfless this president is, that he was able to make this decision and say, it is not about me, it is about the American people, it is about the country, and make a personal, difficult decision.
Look at her eyelids fluttering.
And so
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
think
calling
that
bullshit
speaks
on
for
this.
itself.
Joe Biden
I really
has
do.
never
I think
once
that
in
speaks for
his
itself.
life said it's
And
not
in the letter,
about
as
me.
you all know, he said that he wanted to address the American people, was going to give remarks about his decision, and now we've come to that day where he's going to speak directly to the American people later tonight, and he's going to lay out what it is that he
Yes,
wants
he
to
does
say,
seem
what
done
he
with it all.
believes the American people want to hear directly from him.
Just switching gears a little bit to
Sure.
Netanyahu's remarks on Capitol Hill. We've heard Republicans voicing serious criticism against the vice president for not being there. Her team insisting that it was a scheduling conflict. But how do you respond to that? What does it say about her priorities, the administration's priorities, that she was not there?
So let me just first say that the vice president has been unwavering.
The
in her
Democrats
commitment
can't
to
openly
security of
support Israel? What the fuck
as
are you
know,
talking
she's been
about?
a partner with this president for the past 4 years, not just domestic issues, but obviously also foreign policy issues. She's going to meet with the prime minister, Bibi Netanyahu.
She will,
when
maybe
he's
one
here.
day.
And so, again, has been a critical partner in ensuring
Selfless
that
or
Israel
selfish?
can defend
Exactly,
itself. And,
monkey brain.
to secure hostage deal, as you know, the president, we've been talking about that for some time, making sure that we have this hostage deal. She's been a partner in that. And that's what I can certainly say, that she continues to be supportive to Israel, making sure that Israel's security is ironclad, as we have been, as the partner, as the president has been, and she's going to meet with the prime minister.
Given the historic nature of Kamala Harris being the top of the ticket, does the president have any regrets about the way that he handed this enormous responsibility off in such a unusual, shortened, kind of truncated fashion, not having her have a normal ascendancy to that top position?
Oh, I mean, the president has no regrets. Has no regrets. Let's not forget, the vice president obviously has been vice president for more than 4 years. I do not see anyone who is more qualified to step in this moment, right? She was a senator. She was an attorney general. She's been a partner to this president, a critical partner, as I've said. I've listed out what we've been able to accomplish in the last 3.5, almost.
Kamala Harris has never run a real election in her life. She was appointed attorney general in a fucking one-party state, right? Right? When you're appointed in California, right, there's no one to run against you, right? Right? It's California. It's a one-party state. That's why Kamala Harris is in politics. It's because she was appointed. She was anointed without any real person to run against her. Kamala has never participated in a real election.
4 years, an unprecedented record. She was a partner in that to the president.
Yeah, she has an
And so-
unprecedented record of wrongfully imprisoning people in order to keep them working as slave labor in California prison system.
So, look, this is, again, a decision that this president made. And I think he is proud to have made that decision. I know so. You saw it in what he has been able to say since Sunday. He's going to be on camera later today, obviously, to address the American people from the Oval Office because of this moment and how big this moment is. He wants to do that. He wants to make sure that Americans hear directly from him again after putting out the letter on Sunday.
And if you could distill just into a few kind of bite-sized pieces, what specific policies, actions does the president want to get done in these last few months?
So he certainly wants to build on what we've been able to
Hey,
do. You
what's
heard
up,
me say
Peach Otter?
this has been certainly what he's been able to accomplish in the four years in this first term is more than we have seen in presidents who have done 8, many presidents who have done 8. And he is going to be known as a consequential president of his time. And so he's going to continue to build on those successes. I mean, let's not forget, if it wasn't for the American Rescue Plan, we wouldn't be able to get out of the pandemic. We wouldn't be able to open up schools. We wouldn't be able to open up businesses wouldn't be able to open up again.
Okay.
This Inflation Reduction Act, which was also...
He asked, what does the president plan on accomplishing in his time left? And Karine went over all the things he did before now. She hasn't mentioned one thing that he plans on doing.
Incredibly important piece of legislation. If you think about climate change and dealing with that, if you think about being able to beat big pharma, you think about the...
Yeah, he beat Big Pharma by forcing everyone to take an experimental vaccine, guys.
Infrastructure legislation, which was done in a bipartisan way. This president was able to get
That's
that
how
done.
we beat Big
Chips and
Pharma
Science
around
Act,
here.
Again, a bipartisan...
How we beat Big Pharma? By giving them no-bid government contracts and forcing everyone to take their fucking shot.
Way this president was able to reach across the aisle and get that done. Think about NATO making that stronger.
You
and
can't
bigger.
make this
I mean,
up.
there are many ways. I'm just naming a few things that the president's been able to do. Look, both of them, the president and vice president, are proud to have delivered these historic results, and we're going to continue to figure out ways on how to build on this progress. So that's going to be his focus. We will have a lot more to share. I'm not going to name out policies at this time, but you certainly will hear from this president. He's going to run through the finish line.
No concerns about being a lame duck.
We don't see ourselves as a lame duck president at all. In this period of time, this is a president that has been incredibly successful, and he's going to do everything that he can to continue to fight for the American people. I would say stay tuned. Watch.
Thank you, Karine.
Biden hasn't done shit for the American people, unless you count corporations and credit card companies.
President Biden and Vice President Harris have met regularly, including their standing lunches from the outset of the administration. But I'm wondering now, since he made his decision, if there are any plans to increase the cadence of those interactions, or if he plans to include her in more of his policy-making processes. How will that relationship and that involvement change?
So what I can say is the president and the vice president speak regularly. They see each other regularly. You named some ways of how they've been
Guys,
able
they
to do
speak
that, to
regularly.
stay in touch and, see each other in person. Look, the president is committed to being president and leading this country forward. In the way that
he's committed to it. He needs to be committed to to hospice care, to an old folks home. Biden is not long for this earth, and he should not be running the country. I don't think he is. According to y'all, it's Yellen and Blinken that are running the country. To be honest, I don't have much confidence in them either.
Americans want to see this country moving forward. And the vice president's going to continue to be a critical partner. Nothing's going to change in that. But they're going to continue to engage, interact, and have important conversations as it relates to policies and moving forward. That's not going to stop. And that's
lame duck, more like a retarded duck.
It's now been widely reported that when Senator Chuck Schumer went to visit with the president in Rehoboth a week ago Saturday, that President Biden said, I need another week? What did he need another week for?
So here, I'll say this. They had a very good conversation, the president and Senator Schumer. I'm not going to go into their private conversation. I'm not going to go into particulars, but it was a good conversation.
You said it was a very short time frame in which the president
I don't know how he can run the country.
In making that
advised
decision, right? When
and
he
made
started
the
thinking
decision.
about it and making that decision, it started Saturday evening, and on Sunday afternoon, he made his
But
decision.
it sounds like he was presented with data a week prior.
I'm just not going to get into specifics. It started Saturday evening. The next afternoon, which was Sunday afternoon, he made that decision. A small group of advisors, including family, was with him on Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon he made the decision. That's how it happened. That's how he came to announcing it.
And on the messaging to us, to the press corps, it's been 9 days since there's been a briefing. The president obviously published his letter officially on Sunday, withdrawing from the race. Why go on television to make your first comments about that decision rather than make
No, I
those from the
appreciate
briefing?
that. We've always had a protocol here. When the president's not here, we don't do a briefing. That's just the way that we've always it's always happened.
That was a good question. Like, why are we just now? Why has it been 5 days? Like, why has this been going on for 5 days?
Interview that I did
And
yesterday
we're
was
just
on the
now
books for
hearing
about
something
2 to 3 weeks
from you guys.
It was way before the president made his decision. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Did the president exit the race because he didn't think he could defeat Donald Trump in November?
I'm not going to get into specific details of his thoughts. I would say tune in to
Yeah, you
tonight.
can't. The man's brain is made out of mashed potatoes.
When he speaks directly to the American people, you'll hear what he thinks about his decision. He said in his letter that he wanted to address the American people about this decision that he made on Sunday. I would tune into that, and you'll hear directly from him.
And also similar to some of the questions my colleagues have asked for weeks, people from this podium and other top spokespeople for the president were adamant that there was no way he was dropping out. Just in terms of credibility moving forward, I'm curious if you guys could just address that.
I mean, I kind of addressed it a couple times of the president's decision making. When when folks from my team, from folks from
They're
this
questioning
White
their
House said that
credibility.
he wasn't
Finally.
going to drop out, or he was not planning to drop.
It's a little late to be questioning Biden's credibility. These people let these fucking scam artists lie to us for the last 4 years. And now they're talking about their credibility.
That's where we were. That's where we were in that time. That is the guidance that we had. I mean, it's not
about you guys not receiving the proper guidance.
Tyler, on Saturday night, he met with a small group of advisors and his family, and that's when the decision started. Sunday afternoon, he made the final decision. That's where we were. And we've talked about this. This was a dynamic situation.
R&R says the inside of Biden's Delaware home looks like a hospital.
That is true.
Probably more like a morgue.
And it was for the president to come to that decision. When we told you all that the president, you heard from the president, he's not going to drop out. And he actually addressed it himself, not just us. There were multiple events, multiple opportunities where the president said he's in it. So you heard directly from him multiple times after the debate.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
The
it
president,
all
again,
rapidly
met with
changed.
a small group of advisors on Saturday. Sunday, he made his final decision. That's how it worked. That's how it happened.
We'll get a better sense from him about what went into that decision-making process.
I would tune in tonight. I would let the president speak.
Yeah, the sign language lady is, she only identifies as a lady, if you catch my drift. Notice the receding hairline, the giant man hands, and the Adam's apple. It all points to one thing.
For himself in this moment.
Given a level of support the vice president has received from lawmakers, other Democrats, donors, the party in general, has the president expressed any sentiment that maybe he should have made his decision sooner and given her a longer timeline?
She's a man, baby.
What I will say is this was a difficult decision to make, a personal decision to make, and the president made it. And I will leave it as that.
Has he given any advice at this point to the vice president in her process of picking a running mate?
They speak regularly, they speak often. Obviously, they've spoken a couple of times. And I'm not going to get into their private discussions. Okay.
Is the Vice President or her staff going to be more closely involved in the day-to-day operations of the administration, given that she's now the...
I kind of got this question moments ago. Nothing more to add, where the Vice President's been a critical partner. She's been played an important role to a lot of decisions.
So they want to know, is Harris running the country now? Who the fuck is running the country?
That have been made in the past 3.5 years. That's not going to change. And the President has always obviously appreciated her policy savvy, her ideas, her thoughts, and that's going to continue. And look, the President is still President. You know, he's still very much Commander-in-Chief. He's still very much the President of the United States, and he's still very much going to lead this country in the way, in the direction that he believes is right. Is the right way to do it. So that doesn't change. That's not going to change.
And just make sure I understood your answer earlier. They have spoken about the VP selection specifically, or the
the VP selection. That is something, obviously, I can't speak to the campaign.
I think Biden has to resign too, Holy.
What I can say is, I
We're
heard the
waiting for.
question
I mean, I'm
as
expecting
giving
him to
advice
resign
the Vice
tonight.
President, in any way, right? They've spoken many times. I'm just not going to get into private conversation. The VP pick specifically, anything related to that, obviously the campaign can speak to that more if you want more details.
But Vice President Harris won't have extra staff in meetings that wouldn't normally be there for some sort of overlap transition.
I would say
type
that
of thing.
nothing is going to change. The President is the President of the United States. He's going to continue to lead this administration the way that he sees fit. They are partners. They are partners. They have been. She's been, again, a critical partner in some of the big items that we have been able to get done on behalf of this country. Obviously, she's going to play a role as she has done in the past.
Did you watch the Prime Minister's speech?
That just ended not too long after I came out here. I have not talked to the President about this, if he was able to catch it.
Yeah, we all expect Biden to resign.
Obviously, they're going to, as you know, they're going to be meeting here at the White House. Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and the President is going to be meeting here.
Sounds like the press expects Biden to resign.
This was a White House that was operating, obviously, with an eye towards the next 6 months, but also thinking it might have 4 more years to serve as well. I know it's early, but can you talk through whether there's been any sort of new direction about how this White House will operate, given that you only have this short amount of time left? And obviously the President was also balancing a re-election campaign at the same time. Does this free him up? Are there considerations being given to what else he might be able to do that he might not have?
So, don't have any policy announcements to make at this time. The President is going...
The President has no idea what he's going to try to accomplish because he has nothing to do with it. Whatever his advisors tell him to sign, he will sign.
To continue to do what he has set out to do for the next several months, even while he was indeed running for re-election, which is pretty consistent, building on the accomplishment that he's been able to get done. That's going to be really important. He's going to look at this remainder of his term, and there's going to be important issues that he wants to get done. Don't have anything right now to lay out, but we want to continue to build on those accomplishments. We've gotten a lot of things done, whether it's healthcare, whether it's the economy, whether it's manufacturing, right? We want to continue to build on that.
Manufacturing is in decline in this country. I don't care what they're telling you. Every jobs report we get has manufacturing jobs declining by 50, 100,000 every time.
And so the President is determined. He is determined to get that done.
One of the first major initiatives that the President asked the Vice President to lead was to oversee the diplomatic work with Central American countries as it relates to flows of migration. The House Rules Committee yesterday approved a resolution that will go to a vote of the full House, strongly condemning the Biden administration and its borders are the Vice President for failure to secure the border. Do you have a response to that? And how would the President characterize what he views as the Vice President's accomplishments in terms of overseeing that portfolio?
I mean, look, as we speak, you have congressional Republicans, they continue with their month-long blockade of critical resources that we need for the border. Whether it's ICE, Border Patrol,
Okay, we're gonna skip past this.
Joe Biden. The past 30 also point to
The Secret Service director resigned yesterday. I'm also
Yeah,
curious
Secret
if
Service
there is
Director
any
Cheeto
consideration
resigned.
to increasing the security around the vice president now, and whether the resources of the Secret Service are affected by that and that decision.
Yeah, that's something for the Secret Service
Cheeto
to speak
resigned.
to. That's something for the Vice President's campaign to speak to. I don't have anything to add on that as it relates to protection.
How are you doing with all of this, Karine?
You care about how I feel?
Are you going to stick around for a potential President Harris administration?
Oh my goodness, let me just get through the day. Can I just get through today?
I do have some other questions.
No, I think that's good. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Karine.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, because you haven't done a fucking thing in a while.
You guys haven't had a press briefing since.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Dropped out of the race. So.
The president hasn't been here. He just got here yesterday, and now I'm here taking your questions.
Thank you.
And I've taken about 3 or 4 at this point from you alone.
Well, it would seem that people in this White House knew that President Biden was slipping, and it was hidden from the American people. So who ordered White House officials to cover up a declining president?
I know that is a narrative that you love, and no, wait,
10 days,
hold on.
he did a press conference at NATO. I'm in it. There's all these things that I need to finish, and then 10 days later, I'm dropping out.
Okay, wait, okay, you're asking me like 2 multiple questions here. Let me wait. First of all, there's been no cover-up.
Yes, there has.
About that, I know.
Bitch, you came out here the other day and told us that Biden was smarter and more active than any person you've ever met, and that there's no truth to the rumors that his brain is made out of mashed potatoes. Right? Right? You told us that. So there is a cover-up.
No, that's the narrative that you all want. Wait, no, you can't. Okay.
I've been with
guys. That's the narrative that we made up.
5
Are
years.
you going to let me answer the question?
Would you at least admit?
Bitch, you came out here and told us that videos showing Joe Biden acting retarded were fucking cheap fakes.
That the debate was not just a bad night.
Wait. Can I answer the question?
Yes.
All right.
Remember that? Cheap fakes.
Okay. To your first question, it is not a cover-up. I know that is the narrative that you all want. It is not. I'm going to say this again, and you're going to hear directly from the president. I hope you listen tonight. I think it's going to be incredibly powerful and important. The Oval Office, presidents, as you know, when they make speeches from the Oval Office, it's because there are important moments that they want to directly make sure that the American people hear from them, and it's obviously going to be done in prime time. I would listen to the president. And then what I will say is that it is not easy making a decision that the president made on Sunday. It is just not. It is not.
It appeared pretty easy for him. Shit, 2 days before that, he said he would never drop out, so it only took him 2 days to decide. Sounds like it was pretty easy.
And as you all reported, it is historic. It is unusual. This is not the norm. And making a decision like that for someone who has been in public service for 54 years, U.S. Senator for 36, President to Vice President to President Obama for 8, and now a first term as president himself. These are not easy decisions to make. They're just not. And so the fact that he was able to make that decision in a selfless way, that's admirable.
One of the decisions he made, President Biden wants Vice President Harris to be the standard bearer of the party now. Does she still want to get rid of ICE?
You have seen what this administration has been able to do in the past 3.5 years, and they did that with the vice president as a partner in that. And Republicans got in the way. The president went around Republicans and was able to get thousands of personnel at the border, and now we are seeing a 50% drop at the border. And that's because of what this president has done.
As a partner, though, she's been in charge of root causes of migration for years. She has never spoken to the Border Patrol Chief, Jason Owens, or the Border Patrol Chief before him, Raul Ortiz. What should that tell us about her leadership style?
She was supposed to be doing root causes, dealing with diplomacy.
No, you guys called her the border czar, I believe.
Say, wait, diplomacy. That's what her job was supposed to be. Diplomatic. That's the job. And I understand that you're asking these questions, but we should also look at congressional Republicans who got in the way, literally got in the way of everything that this president was trying to do to deal with the border. They got in the way. They would say one thing.
Joe Biden signed an executive order pushing through all of his agenda that couldn't get through Congress. So Joe Biden's dream policy has been enacted and nothing has changed.
And then they would change their mind. They would say, we want Border Patrol, we want, we want a deal on what's happening at the border, and then they would walk away from it. And they did it because of what the former president said.
In 6 months.
You guys reported that, I didn't.
She'll probably take it sooner than that, I'm sure.
That's not coming from me. Some of your colleagues reported that the former president said, let's not move forward with this proposal because it's going to help Joe Biden. I mean, that's also the reality. You got to talk about both sides here. Good.
Great.
This is.
I get that you're not going to give us. I get that you might have.
Okay. Yeah. No, go ahead,
Fine.
Peter.
One more. I get that you don't probably want
It's
to give
good to see you too, James.
a specific name, but were there any names that came forward that surprised you of Democratic officials in the last week who stabbed President Biden in the back?
I don't have anything else to say. Go ahead, April.
I'll come in really fast. 2 questions.
Yep.
One.
All right. All right, we're going to leave it at that, guys. We've been at this too long. And Joe Biden, yeah, he's dead. I mean, he's not dead, but he might as well be. I don't know how much longer he'll be president for. But I can't imagine it's going to be very long. How to say something without saying anything, I know, indeed. Let's see here. She talks so much without saying anything. You guys are all saying the same things. She is a cute black lesbian. Check, check, check. It's all so fake, and we are running our country with this dumb woke shit, and it's dumb. Yeah, we are ruining the country, girl. Is she even a lesbian? Isn't she married to like a white guy or dating a white guy or something like that? Is what I heard. Let's see here. You would have so many more viewers, but the truth is so hard to listen to. I understand that, Ronnie. Yes, it's very hard to hear. UK Patriots are taking back London on Saturday the 27th. Oh, that's this weekend. That'll be cool. Yeah, he's dead. I mean, he might as well be dead, right? Right? Yeah. All right, guys. That's gonna be it. I'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock though, because Joe Biden is doing a thing, and so we might as well watch Joe Biden's farewell speech. Who thinks that Joe Biden is going to resign from the office? I do. I hope he does, anyway. All right, real quick, guys. You guys know that this channel is heavily censored by YouTube. We are getting blacklisted. We've been banned. We've had our monetization taken away. We've had whole channels taken away. So it's it's pretty shitty. So if you guys want to support the channel, in the chat I just dropped some ways you can do that through Venmo and shit. I will be back tonight at 8 o'clock. Huh. Frank thinks he says, we're going to be watching an AI puppet tonight at 8 o'clock. That's possible. I don't know. I hope it's live, but there's a good chance it's recorded. All right, guys. Well, that was great. It's good seeing everyone. I'll see you guys tonight. And remember, we go live with all kinds of dumb shit whenever the fuck I say. And if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. All right, but everybody else, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel because they will unsubscribe you. And click the bell or else you may never find me again. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I'll see you later. Bye.